So you have scored the second rank. Very good for that. We just differ by 1 mark, but it's actually a 20-mark paper. I don't know why you lost 9 marks. So we'll discuss on the question answers, what mistakes you made. So what is nutrition? Taking in and utilization of food. All right. So which part of, okay, so you typed leaf is a food factory of a plant. Okay, so we'll give you a score for that. Okay, since I wrote only leaf. So just count your marks. Okay, or I'll just note it down here. So you have scored 1 mark, another 1 mark. Third question, which pigment of the plant, again you have written correctly only, so another 1 mark. Chlorophyll. So when I'm asking you next time when you're writing the test, when I'm asking you like this, just write in 1 word. Okay, I don't want the whole sentence. Okay, that's why it's called, it's the fill in the blanks. It's given on the top, fill in the blanks, right? It's not question and answer. There's a difference. Okay, so humans cannot make their own food. Yes, it is heterotrophs. The opening and closing, guard cells. See, you wrote guard cells, just the sentence. You didn't write guard cells is helps for the stomata to open and close. Okay. Next, stomata is responsible for exchange of gases. Very good. What do non-green plants lack? See, again here you got it right, but you have like mentioned the whole sentence. Yeah. Okay. So the bacteria that converts nitrogen for easier consumption by the plants is called rhizobium. Very good. Fertilizers are rich in. What answer did you get? What did you type?
I wrote nitrogen, but oxygen and carbon dioxide are composed.
Fertilizers are rich in. What did you choose? You chose nitrogen.
Yes, ma'am. Nitrogen is rich in fertilizers.
Then why did you get it wrong? Okay. But I don't know why you got it incorrect. Okay. Interdependence of 2 or more living organisms for nutrition is called symbiosis. Again, you wrote the whole sentence, so it is wrong. Organisms that feed on dead and decaying matter. It's actually called saprophytes. I've already mentioned that for you. Okay, fungi is just an example. Okay, so you just got 1 wrong for now. Which of the following is provided by the fungus to the lichens during symbiosis? Shelter, water, and minerals. Very good. Venus flytrap is an example of not host plants, an insectivorous plant. Host plant is not a term. Okay, you just call it host or parasite. So 2 mistakes. The living organisms that feeds on another living organism is called a parasite. Very good. Cascata is an example of a parasite. The slimy green plants that grow. Algae is correct, but you have written the whole sentence. So, Mummy, inge kondu va. Okay. Next, you have nitrogen can directly be consumed by the plants from the atmosphere. It's false, true. So, which of the following is the host for the pitcher plant? Which of the following is a host for pitcher plant? Mummy, 6:20 ku varan. Vara. Housefly. Okay, so which of the for pitcher plant? What is a pitcher plant? It is a type of
it's a type of insectivorous plant.
Insectivorous plant. So how will the pitcher plant eat a rabbit? It will eat only an insect. It will eat only an insect, right? It won't eat a rabbit. It eats only an insect.
Ma'am, size was
Sorry?
Ma'am, okay. It's first one.
Your voice is breaking. Can you come again?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, it's first life.
Yeah. So rabbit makes no sense. Okay, how can a big rabbit fit into that? Next, what vitamin is provided by sunlight? Vitamin D. So you got 3 mistakes now, right? The stomata is the nose of the plant. Very good. So you have actually got 17 marks. Okay. So that's very good. Giving yourself an applause. Okay. So I just mention your name here so I can. Your spelling is correct?
At last, K comes, not C.
All right. Let's go back to the lesson. Okay. So we saw till rhizobium. Just a minute. Okay. So rhizobium, it can take atmospheric nitrogen. So what is the function of rhizobium? We're going to see. Okay. Mm. Why have you joined the class late, Varshit? Hello? Varshit, are you there?
Ma'am,
Why have you joined the class late? I've asked you to join in time, right?
yes, ma'am. My net was gone, ma'am. Suddenly.
Okay, we'll just discuss your science results.
Okay,
Have
ma'am.
you written the test?
Yes,
Okay, so
ma'am.
you have already scored 11. We'll check what mistakes you've made. What is nutrition? Eating food and drinking water in balance. How is that nutrition? I've already mentioned you so many times. It is taking in and utilization of it. I've even given it to my notes. So you should have been taken it seriously when you have written it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
See, I've mentioned it clearly here. Takes food and utilization of food. Haven't I mentioned it here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Which part of the plant is called the food factory of the plant? Leaf. Very good. Which pigment of the plant is responsible for its green color? Chlorophyll. Humans cannot. It's called heterotrophs. Your spelling is wrong, not heterotrophs. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
That's where you have made the mistake. The opening and the closing of stomata is controlled by guard cells. Very good. The stomata is responsible for opening and closing of the guard cells. The guard cells are responsible. So here, fifth question, if clearly it's given, the opening and closing of the stomata is controlled by the guard cell. The guard cell is not controlled by stomata. So the stomata's responsibility is that it is the nose of the plant. So it helps in the exchange of the gases. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So what do non-green plants lack when, yeah, there is chlorophyll. All right. Rhizobium, very good. Fertilizers, fertilizers are rich in, okay, many of you just gave nitrogen. It is nitrogen and also phosphorus. Okay. Since you
Okay.
can see, I have mentioned here. Kritvik, you also listen carefully. I have mentioned here nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So before answering my question, always see the heading. One or more than one correct. Fill in the blanks. Only one correct. I've given the heading is there, right? So based on that, give your answer. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Next, fill in the blanks. You didn't. You left the question. So
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
So organisms that feed on dead. It's not fungi. It's saprophytes. Okay.
Okay,
Fungi is
okay.
just an example, whereas saprophytes is the correct term. Fungi is just an example. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Which of the following is provided by fungus to the lichens during? I have told you so many times. I even discussed in class. Why did you lose mark in this? Shelter, water, and minerals. I've also clearly mentioned it over here. Shelter, water, and minerals. It's there here only, no? Why would you lose mark here? It's clearly given here. This is why I'm asking you to take notes carefully. Okay. Venus flytrap is an example of what type of plant? Insectivorous plant. Um, insectivorous plant you didn't write, but it's actually correct. Okay. So we leave that. The living organisms that feed on other organism is called a parasite. Okay. Okay. Fungi, it's not a fungi, it's an algae. Okay. Algae is
Okay.
different, fungi is different. Okay.
Okay.
Nitrogen can directly be consumed by the plants. All right, all right. Okay, very good. So you have actually got 12 marks.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So going back to the lesson, we saw finally about rhizobium. Right. Now we're going to see what is the main function. Why is this? Where is this rhizobium present? Where is it present?
It's present in the soil.
So in the soil. Now we're going to see the function of the rhizobium. Why it is present in the soil. All right. So usually these crop plants, what they do, they absorb a lot of nitrogen. Okay. So I already told you all this rice, wheat, barley, all these crops, you know, crops, right? Crops, they look something like this. Yeah. So what they do, they absorb high nitrogen. Okay. So they need nitrogen in a soluble form. So you learn that through nitrogen gas is availability in plenty in air, plants cannot use it directly. So they need nitrogen in a soluble form, and the bacterium rhizobium can take the atmospheric nitrogen. So what is the function? The atmospheric nitrogen. What means atmospheric nitrogen? It means nitrogen that is present in the atmosphere. Okay. The atmospheric nitrogen is converted into usable form. Okay. So but rhizobium cannot make its own food. This bacteria cannot make own food. If it cannot make its own food, it's called as what? Quickly tell me. Heterotrophs. Very good. So it is a heterotroph. Rhizobium is. Okay. So it often lives in roots of. So where does it live? It lives in of gram, peas, beans. Okay, so these gram, beans, beans are all known as legume plants or legumes. Okay, I'll show you the image. So you can see, you know, all these are actually legumes. All these are legumes. All right. So this gram, peas, beans are all called legumes. Okay. And also the definition. So any plant from this and all is a very difficult term for you. Okay. So these are examples of legumes. Okay. You also have moong dal and all is there, no? Moong and all is there. So, and all these other legumes, and they provide them with nitrogen. Okay, so rhizobium cannot make its own food. So it lives in the roots of grams, peas, moong, beans, and other legumes and provides them as nitrogen. So what this rhizobium does, it provides all this usable form of nitrogen for these plants. All right. So the plants provide food and shelter to the bacteria in return. So this is providing, rhizobium is providing nitrogen for the plants, whereas the plants are back again. What are they doing? They are providing the rhizobium with food and shelter. So this rhizobium is giving the plant nitrogen, and the plant is giving the rhizobium food and shelter. So this type of relationship is known as what? Let me see who is intelligent. I already taught you this. You can see both. Tell me again.
Is it symbiosis?
Very good. It is symbiotic relationship because both are dependent on each other. Very good, Kritik. Okay, symbiotic relationship. Who has a symbiotic relationship? The legumes and the rhizobium. All right. So thus they have a symbiotic relationship. This association is of great significance for the farmers and they can reduce the use of nitrogenous fertilizers where leguminous plants are grown. So leguminous plants, you know, I already told you too much of, I asked you a question. Why did nobody answer this? Why? Kritvik also didn't answer, Varshit also didn't answer. Did you guys find the homework? Why didn't you answer this question? I want the answer now. Tell me, both of you.
I sent you the answers, right?
Did you send me this question's answer? I don't think you did. Did you? Wait, I'll check again. Yeah, your answer you sent, but that's actually not the correct answer. Like it is not enough. You need to find more. Okay, but your answer is fine. I think only Kritvik sent, nobody else sent this question's answer. So Kritvik's answer is fertilizers provide crops with essential nutrients like nitrogen so that they grow faster and bigger, but applying a large amount of fertilizers can be a problem because it leads to release of greenhouse gas. It's not only greenhouse gas. Your answer is absolutely correct. It's very good, but it's not only greenhouse gas. Now, if you're having fever, you're taking a medicine, you get fine. But can you eat 100 tablets at the same time? It will kill you, right? So too much of anything is poisonous. It will sometimes, too much of fertilizers will kill the plant. Okay, it's not only affects the plant, but also affects the plant. Okay, since we're talking more about the plant, I want you to answer in relation to the plant. Okay, so it affects the plant. Okay, now coming back to where we left. Just give me a moment. Okay, so these legumes, only for legumes, the rhizobium provides nitrogen. Okay, so clearly it's noted, not any other plant, only legumes. Okay, so for legumes, the advantage is farmers need not use too much fertilizers. Very little fertilizer is enough for them because rhizobium will take care of the rest of the job of providing nitrogen. They need not provide nitrogen through fertilizers. Okay, so this can reduce the use of fertilizers with leguminous plants. These are known as legumes, and these plants, legumes means gram, peas, beans, but a plant version of legumes is called as leguminous plants. Okay, these are called leguminous plants. All right. So most of the pulses, that is the dal, all the moong dal and everything, all this is from the leguminous plants only. Okay, so okay, so there's this question in your NCRT. It says that in this chapter, you learned that most of the plants are autotrophs. Only a few plants are parasitic or saprophytic. So they derive nutrition from other organisms. All animals are categorized as heterotrophs since they depend on plants and animals for food. Is this true? I'm reading the question again. All animals are categorized as heterotrophs since they depend on plants and other animals for food. True or false?
Ma'am, is it is it false?
How is it false? It's true. Can animals make their own food? They cannot, right? So all of them are heterotrophs. They're not autotrophs. Okay. So can we say that insectivorous plants are partially heterotrophs? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you saying that? I need this explanation. If yes, I want explanation. If no, I want explanation. Okay, note it down later. This will be a homework, okay? Today's date is 27. All right. So with this, let's ask you questions. Kritvik, tell me, why do organisms take food?
Mom, to grow, mom, to grow and to survive.
Okay, very good. Varshit, tell me the difference between parasite and saprotroph.
Ma'am, parasites means that feed on a host, but saprotrophs,
Tell me.
ma'am, saprotrophs they feed on plants and give plants something and take exchange, ma'am.
No, it's not on plants. Think again.
What, ma'am?
No, think again. Your second answer is wrong. First answer is correct. Second answer is wrong.
Ma'am, on any organism.
No. Kritvik, can you try? Okay, so parasites are organisms that get nutrition from the host. That is fine. The saprotrophs are organisms that get nutrition from dead and decaying matter. This is the mistake that you guys made in the test also. Dead and decaying matter. Okay, there is a difference. Okay, Kritvik, how would you test the presence of starch in leaves?
By the presence of starch, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
So we need to boil the water and one leaf in it, and then
Boil
transfer
the leaf in what?
ma'am,
Boil the leaf in what?
in alcohol, ma'am.
Very good. Okay.
And then remove it after some time. Remove it and add a few drops of 2 to 3 drops of iodine, and
Okay.
if it turns bluish black, it says that starch is present in it.
Very good. Very good, Kritvik. Keep it up. Next, Varshit, give me a brief description of the process of synthesis of food in green plants.
What, ma'am?
Give me how the food is made by the leaves in the plant.
Food is,
How the food is made by the leaf in the plants.
ma'am, they by photosynthesis, ma'am.
Explain photosynthesis.
Ma'am, photosynthesis is done by the leaves, which contains oxygen, sunlight, water, etc.
Okay, then
Ma'am,
that's
then
it.
they make that into sugar, ma'am. Means starch, I think.
Okay, not bad. Good. Kritvik, you want to try?
The photosynthesis is done by the presence of sunlight, and when the leaf absorbs the sunlight, it provides starch, a raw form of sugar.
Okay. All right. Um, Only this much you will write if the question's being asked. Chlorophyll and all, nobody told me why. Chlorophyll is the main ingredient over here. Okay, you should say green plants have chlorophyll in their leaves and they use carbon dioxide because not all plants can make food, right? You should tell all the important ingredients, that is chlorophyll, sunlight, and water, and carbon dioxide. All 4 ingredients, only then you will get mark. Okay. Okay. Wait, ask another question. Okay, Varshit, tell me, green plants are called dash since they synthesize their own food.
Ma'am, autotrophs.
Very good. Kritvik, the food synthesized by plants is stored as dash.
Yes.
Stored as dash.
From starch.
Okay, good. Varshit, in photosynthesis, so I'm not going to like call out your names. Okay, if one person answers, next question the next person should answer. Okay, you should know that. Okay. So now Varshit, in photosynthesis, solar energy is captured by the pigment called dash. In photosynthesis, solar energy is captured by the pigment called dash.
Ma'am, I'm not getting the name now.
Okay, Kritvik.
From chlorophyll.
Okay, very good. During photosynthesis, plants take in dash and release dash.
Ma'am, take carbon
Release?
release oxygen, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Name a parasitic plant with yellow, slender, and tubular system.
Can you repeat once the type?
Name a parasitic plant with yellow, slender, and tubular system.
Pitcher plant.
No, it's Cuscuta. Okay, I've already mentioned it with an image over here, right? So you know this one. Okay. Okay. Name a plant that has both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition.
Ma'am, can you repeat it again, ma'am?
Name a plant that has both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition.
I don't know, ma'am.
Ritvik. You also don't know, Ritvik? Okay, it's insectivorous plants. You know, insectivorous plants are green in color. They can make their own food. And they feed on other organisms. So they're heterotrophs. Okay. Next. The pores through which leaves exchange gases are called as?
Stomata.
Okay. Tell me if true or false. Carbon dioxide is released during photosynthesis.
False, ma'am.
So what is released?
Oxygen is released.
Okay. Plants which synthesize their food by themselves are called saprotrophs. True or false?
It's false.
Correct answer?
They are autotrophs, ma'am.
Very good. The product of photosynthesis is not a protein. True or false?
False, ma'am.
So what is the correct answer?
Ma'am, it is starch.
Starch is a protein?
No, ma'am.
So then the statement is true, right? My statement is The product of photosynthesis is not a protein. So it's true. Next question.
Okay.
Solar energy is converted into chemical energy during photosynthesis. True or false?
True.
Very good. All right. So with this, we're done with this lesson. Okay. So what I want is I'll be back in maybe 10 or 12 minutes. I am actually fasting. I have to go break my fast. So I'll just go have something and I'll come back. Until then, I want both of y'all to make note of whatever I've taught now. And also, I want you to make note of everything. I also want you to find the answer for the question I've given right now. Are insectivorous plants partially heterotrophs? Explain. You can use the Google or anything. Try to find answer, note it down in your notebook, and I'll come back and I'll ask questions to both of you. All right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, hello class. Have you done the homework I gave you all? Did you all do it?
Yes, ma'am. Then,
Okay, what did you find?
ma'am, I found that insectivorous plants grow in swamp or bog areas where the soil is less in nitrogen minerals. So, just to fulfill its nitrogen requirement, they trap insects and utilize their proteins. For this reason, they are called partial heterotrophs.
Okay, what about you, Kritvik?
Ma'am, it's similar to odd version.
Okay, all right. So you clearly know that they are called as partial heterotrophs. It is true because they are green, they can make their own food at the same time for nitrogen purposes. They depend on the insects for food. All right. Okay, so this much it is for this lesson. Can we go to another lesson? We'll just look in for an intro to see what we're going to learn, and we'll continue with the class day after tomorrow. All right. You can find this lesson's resource in resources. I'll just upload it. Okay. And the food where it comes from, I think it's already, oh, that is not for y'all. Okay. So this nutrition in plants, this will be uploaded on your resources page. After 8 o'clock, you can check the resources, or tomorrow morning, it will be available. Okay. You can use the notes for preparing for your tests. And is there any doubt you all have for this lesson? Anything you want to clarify? Anything you want me to teach again?
No, ma'am. I got it.
All clear. Okay, fine. I'll go with the next lesson. Okay. So what was the previous lesson's name that we studied about?
It's nutrition and plants, right?
Okay. So now what are we going to see nutrition in? Any guesses?
I mean, animals.
Yes, in animals. This is what we're going to see in this lesson. So first I'll just give you a summary of what and all we'll be going through. Okay, so since we saw in plants how the mode of nutrition is, how they take in food and everything, how do human beings or how do animals take in nutrition? What is the mode of nutrition and what is the nutritic process known as? So animals are called as
Heterotrophs.
heterotrophs. So like plants, they cannot photosynthesize. They have to depend on other organisms for food. Right. So the whole system for plants, it is from root to the stem to the leaf to the fruit. It goes like that. But this time it's going to be different. Okay. Now we'll be dividing our body into 3 equal parts. One is the head region. This is one part. Another part will be your main body, where all your stomach, your intestine, and everything is. And finally, we'll be dividing into third part, that is the lower abdomen region. This region is called, the third part is called lower abdomen region. Okay, that is the other half of your stomach. Okay, and then you have your leg. Okay, so here you have a simple description of the human body. Okay, so this part comes your face, all your face region and everything. Next comes your first part of your stomach. Then comes your third part of your stomach. Okay, so how does food go inside a body? Can someone just tell me quickly? food first goes inside,
the mouth,
then
to the throat,
okay, then
and then to stomach,
okay, then
and then to
the intestine,
yes, ma'am.
and then finally the anus. That is the waste excretory product. Right? So this much is enough for now. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we'll be learning. Here itself, there's two cavities, buccal cavity. We have esophagus. We have the mouth cavity where your teeth and your tongue is there. Your tongue has different tastes. You have a tube, which is called the foot pipe. And then after the foot pipe is also known as the esophagus. And then you have the liver and all over here, where all juice and all secreted from the liver. Then you have your stomach over here. The stomach, the pancreas secrete juice. Then it goes to the small intestine. Then it goes to the large intestine. And for the large intestine and small intestine each have 3 different parts. And finally, the anus. Like this, you have so many processes we're going to go through. We'll be studying the whole lesson. Okay, so we'll start with the lesson day after tomorrow. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, class. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.